Void Roll, aka Mega Blitz. In today's video, we're looking at Joltik Box. Now, I've never really been the biggest Miraidon fan or really played much Miraidon. However, Joltik Box is pretty fun. A lot of people at my locals picked it up for their first competitive Pokemon deck to be playing in the new season, and I really wanted to give it a shot and make a video about it. So that's what we're doing in today's video. So let's jump into that deck list. Already here at that deck list, but first I have a huge shout out to Slowin, actually, from the Control Players Unite tournament. Ended up taking first place with this Joltik Box 60 here. I've been playing this 60 ever since he had won the tournament with it, and I've seen quite a bit of success on the ranked ladder with it as well, and I think he was definitely onto something here. But starting us off with Joltik, how I got the name Joltik Box. That attack Jolting Charge for 1 energy says search deck for up to 2 basic grass and lightning energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like, and then shuffle your deck. So the idea is you go second, and then you Jolting Charge, put 4 energy into play, and then you are off to the races with your many different attackers. You can power up things like Iron Hands EX with that Ampy very much, doing 120. If your opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, you take an additional prize card. And then, of course, we have Miraidon with that tandem unit, being able to kind of get out all of these different lightning type Pokemon, like our Pikachu EX, our Iron Hands EX, our Joltik even. And then it has that Photon Blaster for 220 as well. But we're also able to power up, like I said, that Pikachu EX pretty quickly with the ability Resolute Heart. Makes it very difficult for decks like, you know, Raging Bolt to really kind of get through this. Other Joltik Box decks as well. If this Pokemon has full HP and will be knocked out by damage from an attack, it is not knocked out and its remaining HP becomes 10. It has Topaz Bolt for a Grass, Lightning, and a Metal Energy for 300 damage, and then you discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. So being able to hit for 300 damage is kind of insane. You're able to set up this Pikachu and an additional energy with just 1 Jolting Charge attack. We're also playing the Magnemite and Magneton for that Overvolt Discharge. Once in your turn, you may attach up to 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Lightning type Pokemon in any way you like if uses ability this Pokemon is knocked out. So it's very helpful to be kind of power up something late game if we've already used our Jolting Charge. We have that Magneton to be able to kind of just power up another attacker in the late game. You got Latias EX with that Skyliner ability, being able to make our basic Pokemon retreat free. We have Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX for that late game attacker, Fezandipiti flip the script, Mew EX for the restart, and then Lillie's Clefairy EX as well to be able to deal with that Dragapult EX matchup. It's kind of the only really good thing. We got that Fairy Zone, making it so each of our opponent's Dragon-type Pokemon are now weak to Psychic, and then Full Moon Rondo for 20 plus. This attack does 20 more damage for each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent. So we are playing the Area Zero Underdepths in here as well to be able to kind of get that nice big board for that Lillie Clefairy EX. We're only playing 1 copy of the Area Zero Underdepths. A lot of lists have been playing 2, but a lot of the times you don't really need Area Zero Underdepths unless you're playing against Dragapult, and even then, usually Lillie Clefairy EX can kind of just handle it. We're also playing 1 copy of the Galvantula in here with the ability Compound Eyes. Attacks used by a Pokemon do 50 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon that have an ability. And then Shocking Web for a Grass and a normal energy, 50 plus. If this Pokemon has any lightning energy attack, it does 80 more damage. So hitting for 130 damage is pretty good. This is kind of also our out to Charizard EX. Being able to one-shot Charizard with that Galvantula is very nice. Now the supporters here, we got 4 Arven, 4 Boss, 4 Crispin. You could play 1 copy of Iono, but this variant is just really fast and really aggressive. If I were to play an Iono, I'd probably just cut maybe 1 Boss to kind of go with that route, because you are playing Prime Catcher. So cut the Boss, go to an Iono, and then, because you have the Prime Catcher here, and then 4 copies of Pokégear, 4 Nest Ball, 3 Ultra Ball, 1 Prime Catcher, 1 Night Stretcher, 1 Earthen Vessel, 1 Rescue Board, 1 Bravery Charm, 1 Vitality Band, 1 Area Zero Underdepths, and then 5 Lightning, 5 Grass, 2 Psychic, and 2 Metal Energy. Now let's jump right in to that game. Already here at that Joltik Box gameplay here at the coin flip. We are going to be allowing our opponent to go first. We want to go second. We want to get that Jolting Charge going. We want to be able to get all of our Pokemon kind of set up and ready to go. We're going to start with Mew EX in the active spot here. And the reason I do that is because if our opponent is playing like Brubonnet Donk, we're kind of just screwed. But our opponent is going to start with Monkey Dory here, however. So maybe looking at kind of just about any deck in the format, really. Almost every deck is playing Monkey Dory, I feel like, or at least most decks, because it's a really nice counter to Dragapult. Future video talking about Monkey Dory, possibly. Great. All right, our opponent going to throw down Hops Snorlax here. So we're playing against probably some Hops Zacian deck or something like that. We're just going to have to see Pokégear here. Going to try to get a supporter. But now we're back on our side. We're going to retreat into that Joltik, throw the Grass Energy onto the Joltik. Nest Ball here, going to grab ourselves that Miraidon EX. We're going to use our Tandem Unit ability here, grabbing ourselves that Iron Hands and that Pikachu EX. Gonna be able to Pokégear here, grabbing ourselves the Crispin. Maybe eyeing up a Crispin this turn, but we're gonna Pokégear, fail to find. We're gonna play the Crispin, get 2 energies into our just kind of accessibility. We're gonna put the Metal Energy in hand and then attach the Lightning to the Iron Hands and then Jolting Charge here. Gonna just get 4 energies and shove them into play. We're gonna just put 2 of the, one of the Grass Energies to the Pikachu EX, one of the Lightning to the Pikachu EX, 1 Grass, and then 1 Lightning to the Iron Hands EX. And then we have the Lightning and the Metal Energy in hand, not only for the Topaz pull, but also for the Ampy Very Much attack as well. So we're in a pretty solid position, being able to kind of just get everything rolling. Hopefully here's to take a knockout on maybe this Monkey Dory so we can amp it. Or we can even just Topaz Bolt their Hops Zacian EX. We're going to have to see here. Our opponent going to boss his orders, pulling up our Miraidon EX, though. Going to retreat out of that Monkey Dory into the Hops Zacian. Going to use that Insta Strike attack, and it's going to be goodbye Joltik. So 60 damage to the Miraidon EX, 30 to that Joltik here. And then they're going to take a prize card. So we're at a 6-5 split. We're not in a terrible position, however. We're just going to have to kind of see what we can cook up. We're going to Pokégear here. We're going to go for Arven. And the reason I go for Arven is because I can now grab myself Nest Ball and Rescue Board. Now, I kind of go back and forth on what I really want, but the main problem is I want that Rescue Board. I want to save my Latias just in case if I need it later, so I can free retreat out of the Miraidon with that Rescue Board, Tandem Unit, getting ourselves another Iron Hands and getting ourselves a backup Joltik just in case if I have to like Joltik late game. I'm also in a position where I'm going to Topaz Bolt this Hops Zacian, so we don't have to worry about it too much. Pokégear, find Crispin, Topaz Bolt, 300, taking a knockout on that Hops Zacian EX, putting us in a 4-5 split, getting Boss's Orders and Prime Catcher off of our prize cards there. So now, back to our opponent here. They're going to Iono us, however, putting us to only 4 cards in hand. We're going to get Fezandipiti, Arrow Zero, Nest Ball in that Arven. To take a knockout, we can flip the script, which will be pretty nice. We also have Arrow Zero Underdepths to make our board really big. We have Nest Ball to grab some more stuff. We got Arven to try to find some more pieces, like that Earthen Vessel to try to amp something if we need to. Our opponent here going to get 2 Hops crammering it down and then just play House Bag and pass turn. We're going to Air Zero Underdepths here. Throw down the Fezandipiti. Nest Ball going to grab ourselves that Latias EX so we can free retreat out of the Pikachu EX. Throw the Bravery Charm on the Iron Hands, and then we're going to Tandem Unit, grabbing ourselves that Magnemite, just like I said, for that late game Overvolt Discharge. Arven here going to go Earthen Vessel and Vitality Band. Now Earthen Vessel, pitch the Vitality Band to grab ourselves 2 energies. We're going to grab ourselves that Metal and that Lightning energy. Throw the Lightning right onto the Iron Hands. Restart for 2 cards. Draw 2. We get the Miraidon and the Clefairy. Retreat. And then amp you very much, taking 2 prize cards, putting us at a 2-5 split. We have put ourselves in a position where we have turboed ourselves into what looks to be success. Now, the hard part, however, is we're in a situation, though, where we would need to get into the Magneton if they KO the Iron Hands, but our opponent's going to concede there, so we end up picking the W up with that Joltik Box. This deck is very fast, it's very aggressive, and its win rate is kind of insane. But let's jump into that outro. Alright, it's going to draw for today's video. Let me make sure to put the deck I played in today's video in the description below, ready for copy paste into TCG Live. And if you guys enjoy the content I've been making sure for the channel, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And of course, just do me a favor, scroll down and check and make sure you're actually subscribed. We're on the road to 1K subs. We're actually extremely close to 1K subs, and for whatever reason, the algorithm will recommend you my videos if you've watched them before, and you might think you're subscribed, but you're not. So you should be. And of course, make sure to join the Megabucks Poké Club Discord. I've been starting a series where I show off and post a couple of these codes there. kind of every so often, but you have to be in the Megabucks Poke Discord to get access to them. It's kind of first come, first serve. But that's going to do it for today's video, so I'll see you all in the next one. Peace!